All right. Hi, everyone. You heard my name. I'm Zweek. I'm super stoked to be running Titanfall 2 for you guys today because, well, one, it's the first time for me at a marathon event, and two, there's been like so many new things in this game in terms of strats and like new movement tech, and a lot of it is really, really hard and just as punishing. And I'm gonna try and go for all of it within my capabilities. So I'm lucky that I'm not alone. I'm joined by Multimiller on commentary.
Hi, I'm Martin Miller, and I'm usually also a source runner. Mainly, I don't do Titanfall 2. I mainly do Harder 2, but recently I have started to play Titanfall 2 as well.
Yeah, and while they couldn't make it in person, like very last minute, we did still manage to get Skelly on as an online commentator, which is really exciting.
Hello everyone, I'm Skelly, or Skeleton Jelly. I'm a top Titanfall 2 runner as well, and sad I couldn't be there, but still stoked to be on online comms.
Absolutely. All right, yeah. Well, without further ado, let's just get straight into the run. So it starts right when I get out of this load screen. So have this nice button here. We'll just go. Boom. All right. So this is kind of the first thing that like every marathon runner ever has to say at the beginning of a Titanfall 2 run. It's that the fun fact of, did you know Titanfall 2 runs on the source engine? Or at least like a very heavily modified version of the source engine. That's what everyone says at the beginning of a marathon run because it's kind of the perfect way to very quickly summarize what this game is really all about and like what the movement is really all about. And we get to see that like right away because like what it means is we have air strafing and bunny hopping, which are like super basic movement tech from source games, and we get to see what that looks like right away, right here, where I'm kind of like looking left and right and continuously jumping, and that allows me to both move in a curve through the air and gain speed at the same time. So here I'm gonna need to wait for an audio cue. I think I did that a bit late actually. So I'll just kick off this wall real quick, and there you go, that works out. I got a slow dialogue line, but that's fine. Because what matters is that we just get to the end here. And the interesting thing about what Titanfall 2 does with this like basic source engine movement tech is like what it adds on top of that, which is mainly a double jump, wall running, and a slide. And we'll get to see what that all means in just a second. So here we gotta quickly clear these targets, and then we're gonna start damage boosting, which is also a pretty classic thing from source engine games. So that was EPG boosting, and now we get to see frag boosting, which is a little bit different because it... Oh, geez, okay, hang on. I'll just have to build up some more speed real quick. Alright, we didn't get to see it like completely in action, but the idea behind a frag boost is that we kind of just let a grenade explode in our hand. So like the first one was a good example if you caught that one, where if we're moving in kind of the right way and we let a grenade explode in our hand, it just gives us a pretty huge boost. And the only reason we're even allowed to do that is because in the gauntlet here, we're completely invincible. Like I can just keep shooting the ground, no repercussions whatsoever. Any other time we want to do any damage boosts in the rest of the run, we have to be a lot more careful because both this EPG and the frag grenades can kill us in one hit if we're not careful. So yeah, you can also kind of tell, like, especially at the beginning of this game, we're kind of like through like the main gameplay section of the gauntlet here, and now we have like a bit of a waiting period where there's like a tiny little funny strat we can go for, as Lastimosa is kind of talking. If we call down BT, and then jump into him at the right time, he comes in at like a very weird angle, which I don't think that has an official name, but I just call it the funny angle because it's kind of funny, and it's an angle, so...
But it's a good angle.
It's a good angle. That was a good angle. Like, we don't even know exactly why that happens, but for some reason, just if you land there, the position gets all messed up. We think it might have something to do with BT trying to like be as far away from you as possible. It's super weird, and I don't think we really have much of an idea on like why that actually happens.
Also, if you spam the spawn button for BT constantly, you will actually end up making him explode.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna set you back to the gauntlet.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny thing that you can do. Don't do that on accident in PB runs. It has happened to many people. It is very sad. after getting through the gauntlet and then just... Because BT dying is just a fail state. Like, the level just restarts. Like, you just restart from checkpoint on how, like... Just like that.
And now we're getting here to get the easy difficulty, and here you have to spam your space and enter bar really fast, because within like a few milliseconds it would change to regular, which is the second easiest difficulty. And we do not want that. We want this on easy. It's gonna change a lot of things if we have this on regular.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing you might notice is the waiting periods, like out of one level into the next, we're going into a pretty big cutscene, which is unfortunate for if you're doing PB attempts or whatever. But for a marathon run, it's actually not too bad because it gives us a little bit of downtime to explain what's happening. And it's also a great time to fit in donations. So this is actually a great time for that.
Absolutely, no problem at all. We have a $50 donation from Spectral Smitty, who says, "Good luck and have fun, Zweek."
Yo, Smitty, thank you. Smitty's another Titanfall runner and also a mod on the leaderboards. But yeah. One thing you might notice is that the characters are not speaking English. Like, they're speaking a different language. We're not speedrunning on the English version of the game. We're speedrunning on the Chinese version of the game, so the characters all speaking Mandarin. That's because the way the dialogue is constructed in this game is one line plays after the next, instead of it being like all timed out. So if the lines are shorter, then the cutscenes are shorter. With like a few exceptions I can get into in a bit. But first here, at this crash landing, there's going to be like a short gameplay segment once we get out of this pod. Which is pretty funny because it's like 10 seconds of gameplay, like coming out of like a 1 minute cutscene, 10 seconds of gameplay, and then right afterwards we're getting into another cutscene. So so enjoy this movement while it lasts, because we'll have to unfortunately sit through another cutscene right after this. But what we can do here, oh geez, I wanted to do a super glide there, but I kind of messed it up. It's fine though, as long as I can keep air strafing like this and just gain speed. Yeah, we can just get to this trigger, and once this Titan lands, that's another cutscene.
Just a quick note with that we have Chinese instead of English in this. It says roughly 38 seconds, which is actually a lot for a game like this compared to many other games. But in this case, this is actually a lot for this game.
Yeah. 38 seconds is pretty huge for like a roughly like 80 to 90 minute run. Like 38 seconds from just changing the game files is pretty huge. But yeah, like I said, it's just like one line after the next line after the next line. The only time when that doesn't save time is when the dialogue is actually timed, because there are a few cases, especially when the dialogue is timed to like animations, like specific full body animations that the characters go through, so that the lines sort of like match up with how the characters are moving and stuff. Yeah, you can also tell this cutscene is very, very long. It is affectionately known within the community as the 18-hour cutscene, not only because of its length, but also because there's kind of iconic line that Blisk, who is like the guy in the Titan on the right there, says like later on. And luckily we have English subtitles so we can see, even though he's speaking Chinese. He says, "We have 18 hours until the Ark is sealed and ready for delivery." So that's kind of like setting... Whoop, I accidentally paused, whoops. That's sort of setting the tone for like how long this game is. Like it plays out over the course of like roughly 18 hours, and we beat it in about 90 minutes, roughly, in real time. So now we're waking up. Apparently they didn't bother to check our body. Just got distracted by other things. And Lastimosa, like, who was the guy that was training us in the gauntlet, got beaten up pretty badly. And is actually going to save us, because he's still in that Titan in the back there. You can see him. And then he saves us in this very dramatic cutscene, which we're very worried for our safety here. Yeah, since it's another cutscene, this is also like a good time to fit in like one more donation.
No problem at all. We have a $20 donation from Bladen, who says, "Can't wait to see you show everyone how amazing of a speedrun Titanfall 2 is. Good luck on the run."
I agree, Bladen.
Huge shout outs to Playden.
Huge shout outs to Playden. Literally the current world record holder for this game. Super hype. But yeah, Titanfall 2 is a super sick speed game. Aside from the cutscenes, which this cutscene is actually like it's supposed to be this like really important and emotional moment because Lastimosa, like, he's a guy who got beaten up. He taught us in the Gauntlet. He's like this this great like mentor figure, and he taught us everything in the Gauntlet. And we've known him for like a good 9 minutes, so it's pretty sad that we have to see him go. But what's important is he gives us his jump kit and like all of his pilot gear. So in the previous gameplay segment, we only had sliding and jumping, but now we're going to be able to grab walls and double jump, which double jump is something that that's given to us a little bit later into the level, but right when we put on our helmet, we're through the big cutscene, so now we're actually going to be able to see some gameplay for like a solid bit of time, so...
Yeah. So this is the level called BT, so we are at the start just jumping back on that wall, and so we can keep all our speed, and then we're going to take this Eva, which is one of the best weapons in the game. We can kill most enemies with this gun in like 1 or 2 shots, which makes it really fast. And one of the main things this level is known for is its lack of geometry. You can get stuck in many small places and you can lose all your speed. And another problem is, especially at the start of this, is that we don't have the double kits, which means we cannot do double jumps. We can only do 1 jump at a time, while we can still do wall kicks. And
so there you saw me like re-grab the wall like twice. That actually only works because that wall has a curve to it. Normally the game would not let you re-grab the same wall twice because it doesn't want you to keep climbing the same wall over and over. But if there's an angle change, that's exactly what the game is looking for. Then you can re-grab the same wall. Here's another example, by the way. This wall has a curve to it. We can jump off and re-grab it like that. Very convenient stuff. So right around here is actually where we're going to get our double jump back. So right here. And now we have our full range of movement capabilities again. So we're going to be using that pretty liberally throughout the rest of the run. Wow, that barrel was mean.
yeah.
Right in my face.
And that one too.
Mario boss.
Those barrels can be very, very mean. Because they are effectively random.
That was another barrel right there.
Yeah, they were all kind of evil, I'm not going to lie. So right there we picked up the first battery, which we're going to get back to BT, and that's kind of the objective. Here we're going to see a slant boost, which there's certain parts of the geometry in this level where we can just convert our vertical downward speed into horizontal speed. Ooh, didn't die. There we go.
All right, so now we are getting into what we call river. And here's something interesting. We usually did a strat here at the beginning with a nade boost called BBRJ. But recently, after new things got discovered like crouch kick, which is also why you see something called CKF in the bottom, which we'll explain later. So you could go with all your speed through this, and if you did that with the nade boost, you would skip a trigger if you came there way too early. And we figured out if you can keep all your momentum from the start and all the way to the ending here, you can hit the trigger just as it gets there. And yeah, otherwise we would actually get here and we would actually soft lock the game and we would not be able to proceed through the game. Also, that was a clean river. Let me just say that.
Yeah. So that segment is actually
that was a good review.
Yeah, that segment is actually like a great way to like showcase like how this game is like really all about momentum. It's a very great example of that because a lot of the difficulty here, I can just spam jump to get through this as quickly as possible. A lot of the difficulty in this game comes from building up a lot of speed and then keeping that through like very tough segments of gameplay. Here we're gonna see another slant boost, by the way. So that geometry right here. We're gonna do another wall kick off here.
That was a good boost.
We get right back to here, so now we're gonna pull this nade, get this group of guys. I pulled the second nade a bit late, but he still got him. Who's not alive? There we go. That's the last
Almost
one.
got it.
Yeah. So apparently that first nade kind of missed that guy. I don't know how, but that can be a little weird sometimes. But luckily we were able to see that pretty quickly. Sometimes when like some guy doesn't like refuses to die, it's like it can be like a whole pain trying to figure out like which one it was, and you're just kind of like looking around like, which one was it? And you're waiting for like one of them to like maybe stand up so you can see which one it actually was.
Alright, so now we're getting out into our first loadout with BT. But I think maybe now, while we're waiting here the first 1 or 2 minutes before we do this thing, we should explain what this CKF thing is about, also known as crouch kicks. So we have something called wall boost, where you, right as you get on the wall, you jump out of it and you gain some extra momentum from that. But we can also press, jump and crouch at the exact same time, and we can get some speed from that as well. And we have something called CKF to like have a more forgiving way of getting it because it's perfect frame input. And on some PCs it just doesn't work at all, and that's why we have this. So it's fair for everyone who can actually do this glitch now. And now we brought off the shield now here with BT, and it's not the best. Well, I thought it didn't hit him.
Yeah, sometimes it looks like it does. Oh no, it didn't.
It didn't.
There he is.
Yeah.
He got back up.
That is a classic example of the shield that just works not entirely well sometimes.
Yeah, the segment can be pretty random because the way that you catch the bullets with your vortex shield and the way that you throw them back can be like all of that can be pretty random, and it's hard to control. And sometimes some enemies will just not die.
Yeah, in that case, that was very unfortunate.
Yep. So that's that last group that we're looking for. See, they shot at me, and like none of the bullets actually got caught in my vortex.
Wow,
shield.
that's so unlucky.
That was very unfortunate. But it shouldn't be too bad. Like usually the big time loss that you have here is like 5 seconds roughly. That's probably a bit more than that because of that last group.
Now we're gonna do a funny strat called No You.
Yeah, this one's called No You strat. Gonna start shooting him, load up his shield, load up our shield, and shoot it back.
And that's how we load our shield and push it back to him. We're just gonna say No You, and then he dies.
Exactly. So the brute tries to say No You, and then we say No You back. So we have now won that altercation. There was just another audio cue there, so I could start dashing to the end level trigger.
Yeah, because if we go just there immediately, it's not gonna show up the change level trigger.
Exactly. Okay, so coming up here is a really difficult strat. It's called Disembark or Instant Disembark. We disembark from BT immediately, and if we get 2 good frag boosts, here we go, that's 2 good ones. And now we keep all that speed throughout this whole section. We're supposed to keep going with BT this entire time, but it is a lot faster to just... Oh, jeez. Oh my god, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Wow.
No way.
That is
No way.
Oh, that is a terrible checkpoint.
That's pretty rough. I mean, it could have sent me all the way back to the beginning. I'm gonna have to get along this edge because, like, being at the top can be can literally just kill you if you're on there for too long. So I'm just gonna cloak here for safety.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, we managed to build up a little bit of speed back, so this shouldn't be too bad. We take this route. And now I don't have cloak again, so I might even die here again, because this is pretty risky. There's 2 tones below me that can just shoot me. There you go, there's one.
You still managed to make it. Good.
We're still alive, all right.
You're still alive.
Okay. So the reason that saves time is... One sec. Another audio cue there.
Yeah.
So we get to the button like way earlier, but the downside is there is a Titan loadout that we skip picking up because you can only grab Titan loadouts while you're already in BT. And the loadout that we usually need for this level is called Tone. And it makes the boss fight at the end of this level a lot faster. And because we don't pick that up, that means the boss fight is going to be slower, but because we get to the button so fast, or should get to the button really fast, I didn't actually get to it that fast because I had to retry it. But done optimally, the speed at which we get to the button is much faster. Here we also see a new technique called tap strafing, which allows us to take these like really tight 90-degree corners.
Yeah, and the only reason it really works is that you just hold W while you're having an input on your A or D button, depending on if you're going left or right, and then you just tap W a few times, and then you just make a 90-degree angle, instead of having to slow down completely and regain speed again. And this part here can be slightly annoying. They can easily block you, these soldiers, but Zweek managed to make it really well, actually.
Yeah, Blood and Rust in general can be a very tough level because it's very much about like tight corridors, sharp turns, and lots of enemies in your way. That there, by the way, was a bump launch. We just kind of did that. But if you crouch into a corner and just spam jump while holding into it, you can get some pretty massive height very quickly.
So now we're coming up to Slot Skip, and I was thinking, Skelly, do you want to explain what Slot Skip is?
Alright, so slot skip is a skip that skips this whole like about 5-minute like combat sequence here that we're just supposed to wait out by manipulating the dialogue in a way that makes BT stand in this spot right here. You can just like clip through the wall there and get into BT way earlier than we intended to.
Yeah, so that's a huge skip. That's like the first big sequence break of the game, where yeah, that fight is like multiple minutes long. It's pretty huge.
Yeah, it's very big in the grand scheme of the whole run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One thing to note is that now that we did Disembark, we don't have the tone loadout anymore, so the only thing is the first one we have now, which is a bit slower than not having the tone, but yeah, still gonna work out.
We do still have a strat for this whole fight, even though we only have the starter loadout, which is called Expedition. So we load up our rockets, shoot them all at this root in front here, and then just finish them off with as many headshots as possible. And then we hope that Kane flame shields right there. That's actually good timing, so we can reload during that time and build up a lot of core, and then try to hit as many headshots here as possible.
Without he takes his shields off, which he did, sadly.
He actually does that like most of the time.
Yeah.
The lucky thing about like when you're coring him is, there we go, that's Kane fight by the way. The lucky thing when you're coring him is, I think it is just that you do so much damage that you kind of break through and he stops flame shield. So yeah.
That's a very clean game fight. Very clean.
Yeah, that was very clean.
That felt really good. Yeah, after this boss fight is a lot of downtime. There's like about 50 seconds after this boss fight. So this is actually another good time for a donation.
Do the bump launch. Come on.
Oh, where's the bump launch?
You should know.
It's around here. Yeah.
That one.
Hang on. I can't do it. I haven't done it. This is come on.
Don't do it anymore. You're gonna miss the trigger. Oh no.
Okay, whatever.
Oh well.
Alright, time for new strats that just got released like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, this is super new strats. This is called the Abyss Sandwich. Like in Blood and Rust, we're gonna completely ignore BT and just try and go as fast as possible. You know, without losing as much speed as without losing any speed, ideally. So we're just kind of like trying to get as many wall kicks as possible. You know, this isn't like the fastest, but you kind of get the idea. Gaining most of my speed from air strafing and just wall kicks. Here's a 90-degree turn. That's another tap strafe, by the way. Oh, jeez, I kind of missed that slide out. That's fine. I can build up more speed anyway later.
Yeah, tap strafes are very important in this game, so we can keep all our speed through the 90 degrees angles. Otherwise, it would be much harder to actually gain a lot of speed in this game.
Okay, so here's an interesting thing. This route includes clipping out of bounds, which we do like that.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
So now we're out of bounds, but we're not completely out of the woods yet because there's one extra trigger. We have to hit this ground here to hit a trigger, and then from here, I dropped that frag a little bit early just to be safe. And now we need to get to a specific point where we can get back in bounds because we can't finish the level from out of bounds. We have to get back in. And usually we wouldn't be able to do this whole thing because there's a fight under, like in the room that we're getting under right now. There's a big Titan fight that we would usually need BT for. But with this route, we can skip that whole thing. So there's a death trigger. I hit that one intentionally so we can clip back or just teleport back in bounds. So now all we need to do is hit the button in the control room and get to the end. Oh, jeez.
Huge shoutouts to Robert for finding that.
Yeah, huge shoutouts to Robert. Robert's kind of like the brain behind a lot of like all of these new routes. Like mainly a lot of new glitches. Also, the fact that I hit the button there kind of deletes a kill floor that's usually here, so we can just get straight to the end level trigger.
Yeah. All right, now we're coming to Abyss 2.
Abyss 2. So the reason that strat is called Abyss Sandwich is because there's a strat for Abyss Chapter 1 and a strat for Abyss Chapter 3, and they kind of go hand in hand. If you do the strat for Abyss 1, you have to do the strat for Abyss 3, but there's no strat for Abyss 2 because Abyss 2 is kind of the worst level in the universe.
Like, look at all of this. This is so sick.
Yeah, you can see all of this movement, and it looks really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter because this whole level is an auto-scroller, believe it or not. It doesn't look like one, but the moment we load into this level, there's a cycle of platforms that spawns. And it spawns in a fixed location, and with the route we take, we get so far ahead of that cycle that we just have to wait for the platforms to catch back up to us because we need these platforms to progress.
You could even die and it still wouldn't matter.
Yeah, as long as you don't get a load screen.
Yeah, as long as you don't get a loading screen. Also, this is sick.
Yeah, you can do cool stuff like this. That's a funny swag strat you can do. Doesn't save any time, unfortunately, because we're just taking this route like around the outside of the level, which gets us basically to the last platform that we can get to without the platforms, or the last area that we can get to without the moving platforms catching up to us.
Yeah, it's the coolest level that really doesn't matter. It's a auto-scroller, you know?
Yeah, there's so much cool stuff in this level that unfortunately doesn't save any time, just because of the nature of how this level is constructed. So this here is the last like area that we can get to. And we can see there are a couple enemies here, but no platforms in sight. So, you know, we have like a good like 2-3 minutes to just clear out these enemies and wait for the platforms to catch up. So there's like one thing that we sometimes do if the occasion arises. There's two different robots here that you can hack. So there's like a type of robot that you can hack. That's this one. These are called Spectres. And there's two of these here. If I can find the second one, hopefully it's not dead.
Oh, we're gonna do red versus blue?
If there's a second robot.
Yeah, it has to be somewhere.
But I can't find it anymore.
You could have done man versus machine, but I think you killed the last grunt as well.
I think that's true. I think I killed the last grunt, so
you might have trolled.
I guess we'll just have to get rid of this guy. Sorry.
Yeah. That's very fortunate.
Oh, there you can see like right there the distance. That's where the platform is. That's it catching up to us, but it's gonna take another while until it gets to us. So
yeah, so you're basically waiting over 2 minutes in this case. Also, a quick note: you might see something yellowed in the center, a little bit to the right. That's basically a speedometer we have, and it shows how fast we're going in kilometers per hour.
Yeah, because we have some more downtime. This is also a good time to fit in like one more donation.
Absolutely, no worries at all. We've got a $7.27 donation from Sanaka. He says, "Good luck, Zweek. Hope you can get all the speed tech down, and congrats on your first marathon run."
Thank you, Sanaka. Sanaka's a real Osu head. That's why that's the number 727. Everyone makes fun of him for thinking that number is funny. You know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I love you, Sanaka.
Yeah, you might see it.
All right, so. Luckily, now that we're on this platform, there's a cool strat that actually does save time. It's called the Abyss 2 Railgun, where this platform is the railgun, and we are the projectile. The strat is really, really hard and extremely punishing. Like, if you mess this up in the right way, or the wrong way, rather, you will lose, like, 2 minutes. So because this is a marathon, I'm gonna make a quick save, a safety save, so I can give this a couple of attempts, because I don't think I can get this first try, because it is very hard.
We're good.
So that was the first half. That was the hard part, but I can still mess this up because now we have to do this whole climb. Ooh, nice bump launch there. Using this very unintended route, we can get around here. And grab this platform and get to the top. There you go. That's railgun.
You did it.
Let's
Oh,
go.
nice
All
done.
right, first
Let's
try.
go.
I'm very content with that. That was nice.
Very well done. That is, it's so hard, and it's really a run kill if you mess it up. It sets you back to where the railgun starts again, which say loses about 3 minutes.
Yeah, it is like super massive time loss if you mess it up. It's basically an instant reset if you're going for world records. But yeah, so coming up, here's another cool strat, which is a lot older. It's called moving through a wall that doesn't exist.
Whoa!
Whoa! So we're just out of bounds
collision?
now
Really?
because, yeah, that wall just straight up doesn't have collision. They just didn't bother to put it there. And this allows us to actually literally just get to the end, which is like right here. So as this dome is assembling itself, it's going to teleport us to another copy of the dome that's like way above the dome that we're currently at, and that's where like another big wave fight is. So this also skips like a huge wave fight that's also like multiple minutes long. This is called dome skip. And we're just setting up right here because this is like, if we look straight up, that's basically where the end level trigger is going to be, and we're just going to fall directly into it once we get teleported after the lights turn off. That's lights turning off, we get teleported, and fall into the end level trigger.
And we're done with Abyss 2.
We're done with Abyss 2. Can you believe that that was the annoying and boring level?
Waiting game,
All right, yeah.
but a sick railgun.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Abyss 3. This is the other half of the Abyss sandwich. Another very difficult strat here. Which first we're gonna try and maneuver through this very janky cavern. You can tell this is because of how tight this is very difficult to maneuver sometimes. Gonna hit this button and then get into the cylinder a little bit early, so it flings us around the other way that we're supposed to go. It's called cylinder skip. And then from here, and I'll try and focus a little bit because this is very hard. This is a very hard route because we're gonna skip BT again. So pretty much anytime we can skip BT, we will. Almost died. Scary.
Yo, we grabbed the helmet.
We grabbed the helmet, okay. Oh, I had to do a little bit of improv. We lost a bit of speed, but that should be fine. I should be able to at least get the route in spirit of what it's supposed to look like. We would wrap back around here and get around these Titans. Completely ignoring BT, even though there is a boss fight at the end of this level that we need BT for. But luckily, boss fight triggers are pretty interesting in that once we hit a boss fight trigger, this is also like, this is a super scuffed route. I'm kind of like improvising this and just trying to get around without dying. This is like not what the speedrun route is supposed to look like. But yeah, there's a boss fight trigger up ahead where once we hit it, BT's not like with us right now. I saw the two lines.
Yeah, same. Oh, it loaded the back.
no.
Oh no.
So what happened there is BT died. This isn't a terrible checkpoint, but I don't know if it's gonna happen again. I hope not, but we'll see. Okay, BT didn't die this time. All right, we're good.
We're good.
Okay,
That was scary.
Never seen before.
I think I've seen that maybe like once in practice. But yeah, that usually happens if you're just really slow because like you can get ahead of BT. And by the way, now he's here with us. He wasn't, but just when there's a boss level, a boss fight, BT just kind of teleports to us. So we're just going to completely ignore Ash right here. Don't really care about the fact that she's a big boss. I'm just going to walk around, and we're going to clip through this door right here by using an electric smoke and disembarking. And BT kind of like, she kind of like half it.
Oh, Ash, please.
And
Oh,
oop,
thank God.
We're on the other side of the wall now. Or other side of the door, rather. And we can do a little frag boost to get a bunch of speed, and then we just...
Also, shout out to Robert for finding that.
Yeah, another shout out to Robert. That's another, like, basically the entire Abyss sandwich is all, like, the brainchild of Robert.
But we also need to shout out Deception for finding that early route there.
Oh, yeah.
With all the movement.
The idea of skipping BT in that level is actually not, like, exactly new. That's actually been known for a while. There's a lot of strats like this in this game, where, like, it was found very early on, but because it was so hard, people just never did it. And now that we're actually good at the game, we're rediscovering a lot of strats that are a lot faster, but just really hard to execute on.
It was actually the same with the railgun that you saw in Abyss 2 as well, the sick part there. That was also found like years ago, but it's only recent we started doing that. because we got good at the game now.
Actually, so this level, Effect and Cause, if you've played this game casually, this is the level, right? This is the one that you tell all your friends about. Because we are literally time traveling right now. Oh, I might die. Ooh, okay, we're good.
We're good.
Everything is safe. Idea here is to get as much speed as possible and carry that all the way through this door, get up these stairs, and just grab Anderson helmet.
That was really well done.
Yeah. Could have gone very, very wrong there. I was kind of like off my usual route there. But I'm glad we made it there with like, I think I peaked at like 70 kilometers an hour. That was pretty good.
Yeah, really close to 70 kilometers an hour. I was really scared of that nade boost.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You were almost dead there.
Yeah, so here's where we get the helmet to BT, and he's gonna give us a whole exposition. I said expedition. That's so funny. Anyway, he's gonna give us a big exposition dump, which is just a big disguised cutscene, which means yeah, this is like I think 2 minutes long. So we have another time. We have some more time to fit in a couple more donations.
Absolutely no problem. Just to let everyone know, we are only $129 away from $55,000. So
Oh,
everybody get those donations in.
Oh yes, get those in. We want to
We
reach
have
that.
a $5 donation from Lord Fluffy, who says, "Good luck, Zweek. I hope you can show off just how far this game has come since my all helmets run last year."
Thank you, Fluffy. Fluffy's another Titanfall runner. Really good person all around. Yeah, we can fit in another one, by the way.
No worries at all. We have a $5 donation from Nev Flynn, who says, "When's Titanfall 3?
Great question. Never. Oh, geez, I'm supposed to talk to BT here. That was the wrong dialogue line. Whoops. All right. We saved like we lost like 2 milliseconds there. I'm sorry, guys. This is not an optimal speedrun anymore.
Time to reset.
Yeah.
I expected perfection. Now you ruined it.
Same, honestly. I mean, what the hell? This is a marathon run. Why can't we just play perfectly all the time? So we're getting up here, by the way, because BT throws that zip line, and we just want to carry it, like catch it, as close to the top as possible, and just get in here. Another sequence where we really can't do much to speed this up. We can just kind of wait. But right after this, there's actually a really cool strat called FTL, which we're gonna use to get through a bridge in a very unintended way, and it looks really cool, but it's also really hard and finicky, so that might be another one that I might not get first try. Might take me a couple attempts. Luckily, this is one of those tricks that has a really good vanilla checkpoint. So we're gonna line up. Okay, I didn't quite get it, so here's where I get the checkpoint. I'm just gonna reload it. I didn't quite the angle I wanted. I don't think that's enough speed. I'm looking for like 80 kilometers an hour out of this laser boost.
Nice.
There we go.
We got it.
That was like third, fourth try.
Nice.
Yeah, so the idea with that strat is we set up so that we spawn inside of that little laser grid that we saw. And the funny thing about laser grids and also moving fans for some reason is that when we touch them, the game just sets our velocity to 90 kilometers an hour and just pushes us away from them. And that's like one of the I think that's the only time we actually use that in a run at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe newer strats coming up?
Yes. Whoops.
There are a few theorized uses for it.
I dropped
but
that frag way too late. But that's fine. I'm just gonna go a little bit safer here now. Gotta get this Marvin out of the way. I didn't think I would get through there. I thought I would head bonk on that one. Here's a small optimization. Oh, whoops. Okay, never mind. We don't get to see the small optimization. It's not that exciting anyway. Alright, we hit this button, and then here we're gonna do another frag boost. That was alright. And get through this. Sorry, I just hit that one out of instinct. That's just, I'm just so used to shooting things. My bad. There we grab the zip line. And we hit another wall kick here, tap surf around the corner, and hit the button as soon as possible.
And that will start an Anderson dialogue.
Yeah, so this there's like 2 of these in this level. This is just a whole story bit. Anderson's kind of talking to himself, recording his findings. And usually in these segments, this is the door that we want to get through. So there's like a little bit of a pre-speed strat that we can do here.
There's actually 3 Anderson dialogues, but the last one we can actually skip and just keep going.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, the drone!
Wow, the drone.
That was evil.
That
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
That doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, that happens to be specifically with that strat if I'm just a tiny bit too slow. For some reason, if you're like in that room, like a drone just spawns like to the left of that door, and is just like on this weird path where it just like gets through that. Here's another Anderson log. There's another pre-speed strat for this one. This one's a lot more elaborate.
Shout out to Bladen.
Got us a Bladen for this one.
Oh, that was good. Alright, so here's another tap strafe, so we can get onto the other wall. And now we're going into Hell Room, where we're gonna throw a few more nades to get some boost from that. And now we're gonna try and see if we can get the Hell Room zipless, but it's
yeah,
I don't think we're going for it.
I don't think we have the speed for it, so we're just gonna grab the zipline, but
yeah.
Instead we're gonna go for something different.
Snuggle slide.
Cool.
We're going for snuggle slide here.
Alright, so check this out.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't get the hole in one.
That one is also hard to get,
nice.
but it still got snuggle slide. That was the most important thing.
Yeah. So Snuggle Slide may have looked very weird because it is very weird. It is like some very, very janky platform velocity behavior. I just barely made that. Hang on, I need to time swap here. It's some very, very janky like moving platform behavior. Like the bridge is like moving towards you and you slide on it and then it stops and then you get speed. It's like a whole lot of like weird stuff about like relative velocities and stuff. Super, super weird. Like way too complicated to try and explain here. But there's a lot of stuff to go into there. So this level actually has 2 like very cool strats that I want to go for. One is called, whoops, that was not meant to happen. Oh my god. I'm good at this game, I promise. I swear. Okay, so here's time stop. So we're getting the game confused about like which timeline we're actually in. And because the timeline, the time swap is literally just a teleport, we can basically teleport above the level like that.
Yeah.
And hit triggers out of order with that.
So normally you're supposed to get out of that room after, and that would mean you already hit the first trigger, which we hit as the last one, and then you would go to yeah, which was the first trigger we hit, but yeah, that was so yeah, you basically swap those around, and then we're gonna do this. Oh,
didn't quite get it. All right, this is called chip skip. This is the strat that saves 1 second if you get it and loses 17 when you miss it, which means I have to go for it in a marathon because it's very sick.
Very cool.
Oh,
all right, we got it. Second try. Yeah, like some people even do that strat in full game runs. I definitely don't, but since it's a marathon and this is supposed to be like more like a strat showcase than anything, you know, you just kind of have to go for it. Yeah, so in the story we're now scanning like the arc, which is like, it's kind of like the story MacGuffin that we're like chasing around. But yeah, again, cutscene time, so we have time for another donation. Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a $50 donation from Viz, who says, "Hi Zweek, very awesome to see you show off everything. Also, can you please stop trying to name strats after me?"
I will never stop naming strats after you. Remember Hellroom Zweek Viz, the one that we ratted out together?
And now Visembark?
And now Visembark? I mean, the Visembark was before that, actually.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay, so, interesting thing, because we've skipped BT so much, we don't have any Titan loadouts, because so what we're going to do to mitigate this is we're going to quit the game and then load back into the level from level select, because when you load a level from level select, there's a standard loadout that the game just gives you, and that's just the kind of stuff that the devs expected you to pick up along the way, and that includes Titan loadouts. So you can see we have like a different weapon. We have this Hemlock, and we have this MGL, and we have Fire Stars now, and that's all part of that default layout that the loadout that the game gives us. And so here we're doing a strat where we ignore BT again, and we take care of all of these enemies on our own, because BT is so slow and can't do his job without us. We're just shooting all these guys in the back. We can ignore this one because he just gets killed by splash damage. And then we get back to BT before he even finishes walking all the way down. And it's pretty fast. It skips like a whole bunch of dialogue. This is actually a pretty huge skip. He takes his time. So there I can't like embark immediately onto BT because there's some like voice line weirdness. Oh, I don't have my phase dash. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, accidentally shot the lasers with the iron.
Yeah. Okay, so this should be fine. I wonder if I can still go for this. I don't think so. No, I don't have the cooldowns. I would have gone for like a funny strat there where you can hover and then get on top of that, and it would like get BT stuck, and then he would teleport to this dialogue. You can kind of see he took like a long time, like after I disembarked, to like walk around, because when the elevator reaches the top, usually that's just a flag to tell BT, okay, now pathfind to this point and start the dialogue. And when BT is like not on that elevator, it'll just teleport him to the dialogue spot immediately. So if we can get BT off the elevator, that usually saves a little bit of time. But in the meantime, while they're talking, we can set up in this corner, which allows us to get a little bit of pre-speed because we want to get through that door as quickly as possible. I'm going to wait for a mission marker to appear, and that's my cue to start going. That one. Oh my god. I have not seen that before.
That was some geometry.
That was some geometry. Yeah, that's Titanfall geometry for you.
I thought that only happened in the BT level.
Yeah, BT is like the only level where the geometry is like particularly notorious for being like very unlenient and very, very precise. Okay, so this is Beacon 2. This is probably the most optimized level in the history of this game.
Yeah.
It is ridiculously hard.
Yeah, so what makes this so hard is that we are gonna do something called kill room skip. Oh no.
That's fine.
All right.
Still got to the wall. We're not dead.
We're not dead. We're not dead yet. So we have something called kill room skip, as I said. And normally we could do a frag boost to do it. But in this case, we're going to do something different now that we have crouch kicks, which gives us more speed when we jump on the wall. But it's very, yeah, it's very precise. Yeah. And
this is another one that might take me a couple tries.
Yeah, that's not enough.
So I'm looking for around like 50 kilometers an hour out of that second wall kick.
Yeah.
And I definitely need a crouch kick.
That might work.
Wow,
Yes.
that made it. Okay. Very surprised that that worked. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, having a lot of speed off that wall kick initially is definitely very good. But as you can tell, like, airstrafing is a huge part of this game and gaining speed. So, like, even if you don't have a perfect wall kick, you can still make that speed back up sometimes by just really good airstrafing. Oh wow.
Oh my.
I got pushed by the fan like a tiny bit, and it pushed me like off like where I'm supposed to run on the wall, which is like below this fan right here.
Alright, so we were a little bit mean here. This robot had the tool gun that we needed to set up the beacon. And yeah, we just killed him and took it from him. Kind of mean, but we need it. Sorry.
You're fast.
Yeah. So as you saw there before, we went into that windy mill or whatever we want to call it, and gain a lot of speed, and then we do a tap straight to keep our speed.
Oh jeez.
And then we're gonna do heat sink.
How did I do that? How did that happen?
It's fine.
I don't think I've ever done that before. That was funny.
The checkpoint is fine.
Yeah, this is not a terrible checkpoint.
There's certainly worse ones.
Alright, there we go.
All
So
right.
this is called,
Got it.
that was called heatsink skip. We went into that door there because there's another trigger that we need to hit, otherwise we just soft lock at the end.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna do, it's called fizzy fans. First we can cut this corner here. We're getting pushed by a fan right now, that's why we're going so fast in the first place.
Oh,
Okay, just barely, just barely. We backed it up. Wow, that grunt is really in the way.
that grunt was really in the way. Otherwise, we could actually slide off the stairs
Yeah.
and keep all our, not all our momentum, but while we're sliding, but basically keep most of it. Unlike in many Source games, once you hit the stairs, your speed is gone.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of funny because the stairs are kind of like, they're almost like intricately designed to slow you down, and so you can't go up them like fast. But like a specific thing you can do at the end of that level is you can just be in a standing position and just jump in like a certain rhythm. And for some reason that just works out really well, and it just lets you climb up those stairs like really fast without losing much speed.
Yeah.
So this, by the way, coming into Beacon 3, this is a super long, like almost waiting sequence. There's a little bit of gameplay that we have to do in like turning on this generator, but it's very low intensity, so this is actually generally a good time for donations.
Absolutely no problem at all. Just a quick message to let everyone know that the language selection for Ghostwire Tokyo, the next run, closes in about 45 minutes, so get those donations in to choose the language that you want to hear. We have a $10 donation from Meska, who says, massive respect for all involved, raising money for a great cause in a fun and thrilling way. Great Titanfall 2 runs week.
Heck yeah, thank you. Yeah, we can probably do another one before we get into BT.
We have a $5 donation from Tabs, who says, I just can't believe what I'm seeing. Keep it up, Zweek.
Thank you. Tabs is a really good friend of Malta, so that's pretty hype.
Hello, Tabs.
Yeah, so one thing I can start explaining is we're gonna start doing some pretty wacky stuff once we get like into BT, because what we're gonna start doing is or first we're gonna activate a glitch called Moon Boots. I feel like I should start with that. And this is a specific glitch that works with the brute layout, the brute loadout, and lets us. Well, you know what? I'll just do it and then explain why it happens. So first, I'm gonna get there, and what we'll do is we'll get into this doorway right here, and we'll hover and then instantly disembark.
You didn't look center enough?
That didn't. I'm not sure if that worked.
You might have got it. Yeah,
we got it. Okay,
we got it.
We got it. Okay, so that was like we disembarked while we were in a hover state, which the hover state in general just gives BT a reduced gravity effect. And if you disembark during that, you sort of skip the flag where it deactivates that reduced gravity. So that carries over, and now we're super floaty. As you can see, like I'm jumping way higher than I usually am. And we can use that for this next segment coming up called Super Fastball Deluxe.
Alright, should I explain it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Short explanation.
So, so BT's gonna throw us here, and we're gonna hold our jump key to begin with because that's gonna get us a perfect frame jump, and it doesn't kill our double jump, so we can just use that after. And this reason this is called Deluxe at the end is because we're gonna craft these stars right here, which we got exactly 2 of them, which is perfect.
Oh geez.
Oh.
I have to back this up a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, as you can see, we got really high up there. It's possible to get all our momentum all the way to the end. Oh,
close.
Nice.
Okay, we got it. We got it. Okay.
That is a very difficult trick, and it's also one of the scariest ones we have here.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to get a backup like that. You know, we use that gravity star. Usually we'd have to pick that up a little bit later. We'd have to go for a bit of a detour to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And now we're gonna take this new battery we can use to set up the beacon, because the other one is fried. And now we're gonna have to go back with using our other gravity star. Ooh, this is good. Let's see how this goes.
Looking good. So we want to get a bunch of wall kicks to build up as much speed as possible. Oh, I messed it up. That's unfortunate. This still isn't too bad as long as I'm making it there without falling to my doom. Wow, I really lost speed on like almost all of those wall kicks. That's really sad. But if I just hit this last one, that's really all I need to just skip.
Yeah, we still got it despite a few mistakes. But this also shows when we do this in runs, we kind of almost want to get it perfect, because if we make one single mistake, the run is pretty much over because you lose so much time here so easily, and there's not like a whole lot. So we need a lot of baggers if we mess up something. Oh yes, that was the Smitty.
That was the Smitty for that strat. The funny thing about that actually is it's not even necessarily something that saves time, shooting the grunts out of those ships immediately, because the way this this whole fight is constructed is there's endless enemy spawns until a certain timer just runs out. Oh my god, BT, where are you going?
BT, what are you doing?
What are you doing? That's what a Bart got you. So yeah, there's enemies that just you can get rid of, and there's 2 robots. This is one of them, and then there's another one which should appear shortly. He's probably up there. There he is. Yeah. So these are the last 2. I'm just gonna wait for them to kill them like after the endless spawns stop, but before the first check like runs where it asks like, are all the enemies dead? And there's a time frame where you can kill those, and it's safe. So, in fact, I waited a little bit too long there because the moment I killed the second one, that's when the audio cue happened where it let me know that's when the fight ended. So I actually waited a little bit too long there, so that was a little bit slow.
Yeah, there's also the boom sound that comes in.
Exactly.
And then we can grab this. Fun fact, if you're fast enough, they can you can see them go down, and if you go under them, you can get crushed to death.
Oh yeah, that's true. You definitely don't want to do that.
Want to do some fireworks?
I don't know if these, yeah, no, these just explode instantly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the, I don't have anything for fireworks. By fireworks, we mean you can shoot projectiles, exploding projectiles onto the dish, and because it counts as a moving platform, like sticky grenades will just not explode on them. So they'll just like keep being where they are and not explode until they hit the ground, which is like right where we end up landing in that cutscene. So here we can just set up and wait for some enemies to spawn. It's pretty chill, we have a lot of time to get here. And then once these land, we can also just swipe them.
Yeah, we're just gonna swipe them because the data still keep going, and they're gonna spawn more of these anti-titans, which is set right here, and you can actually manipulate them by being at a good position and a good angle, and you can set them where basically the places they can spawn for whatever the one we want to use. And now we're gonna do a funny little glitch here where we have the scores on as we have right now, and then we're gonna set down the grenades, and we're gonna throw our flame shield up. And what's that gonna do is that when they hit this, they're gonna take twice as much damage, and you can see they just died instantly.
They're just dead now. Alright, I need Ronan, yeah.
Yeah.
So for some reason, yeah, if you put down the flame traps and you look straight up while holding up your flame shield, it duplicates them.
Yeah.
Or they do double damage. It's super weird. We have no idea why it happens, but it just does.
As far as I remember, there's someone from the multiplayer community who found it out.
Yeah, it was someone from the Last Titan Standing competitive community. Okay, so here's a fun strat.
Elmo clip.
So if we get up here and disembark, this clips us into the bunker, and now we get the elevator to rise up a little bit earlier, and then we clip back out, and BT teleports. So now BT has abandoned us, and he's inside the bunker doing the dialogue, and we can't get in, but we actually don't even want to be in because this is like way more fun of just being outside and moving around.
But yeah, shouts to Next Tracer for finding that.
Yeah, the reason we call that Elmo clip is because the person who found it, Nex, or Next Racer 1, is very well known for having a profile picture of a distressed Elmo. So that's why we call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is another big cutscene. We can move around here, but we're still tied to like all of the dialogue finishing. And then there's a Fade to Black, and there's another cutscene. So yeah.
We could actually have grabbed the zip lines here, and if we did that, we would crash the game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because we skip grabbing the zip lines on the way to the dish fight. If we grab them now, we just crash to menu. But yeah, big cutscene. Another good time for donations.
No problem at all. Sapphire in Pink has sent a $5 donation and says, "Hi Zweek, thank you for being a very fast speedrunner."
Thank you, Saf.
Another Titanfall 2 runner?
Yeah, we can do one more donation as well.
We have another $5 donation from Muti, who says, Multi, when are we turning Zweek to the dark side and making him join the Half-Life ranks?
When are we gonna make you all play Titanfall 2 for once?
Yeah, for real. I'm gonna play AG. You've been telling me to play AG. I'm gonna play AG. I think.
Zweek actually tried some AG before.
Yeah.
But now we should make the entire Half-Life team also try some Titanfall 2.
I agree. I think Titanfall 2 is a really fun game.
Can we make them do super fastball?
That would be hype.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Okay. So that was Beacon 3. Now we're coming on to Trial by Fire, which is built to be a Titan-only level. But luckily, because of new routes, it's only a 50% Titan-only level. So like for the first half of it, there's this big Titan fight that we have to do, and there's pretty much no way to do that like with just Cooper, with just our pilot movement. We can't really skip much of that. We just have to kill a bunch of enemies. So BT is really useful for that. But after we get past that, and we just have to get to the end level trigger, that's when we're gonna start just getting away from BT as much as we can. But yeah, as we land here, the first thing we're gonna do is not wait here like the game expects us to, but we're just gonna hold up our sword and just walk straight into enemy lines. We're just gonna walk right into their fire. But because we have a big sword, we don't really take much damage. In fact, 75% less damage. You're supposed to die here if you walk into this, but because we have a big sword, it's we just have so much swag, it just repels all damage. So we can get to all of the enemies as they spawn. And we'll try another flame trap dupe just to get this North Star.
Sword away.
Oh.
So this level here is very related to RNG. First one being we have to kill all of these Titans in here, and even then it might not be a lot because we have Sarah with us, and she's supposed to say a dialogue called "Pilot, you're with me," and that's gonna open up the next door to the next section. But we cannot enter that unless enough Titans are killed, and despite we're killing a lot of these here, some of our friends need to. Oh, we got it.
Okay, so Sarah said the line very, very early here. And I actually need sword core for this next segment, so I'm just gonna build it on this guy. And then use it on him instantly. This. Oh, whoops. I just killed a Legion. That's not a good thing, but I think we might be fine. I don't think this is a huge deal.
I don't think you are. I remember doing this, and I think it wasn't enough. Yeah,
actually,
yes.
Think about it. We don't need core.
Yeah,
oh, no, we do.
If you do need core, it doesn't matter.
I think we need flight core at the end. So
It's closed. Oh my god.
Okay, so usually there's a strat where we go around the outside, and we avoid enemy spawning, but we're gonna need these enemies here because we need core. So I'm just gonna try and.
Yeah, usually we had a way with where we would just disembark out of BT and go around the corner here, and that way we could skip a trigger to spawn these Titans that are here now. And that was also found by Robert also very recently, actually.
Yeah.
It was like it made this a bit more or less RNG related, but yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and kill everyone as quickly as possible, but this is the kind of segment I haven't done in a while because of the new strats. Oh wow, you're flying. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So at least we have core now. That was definitely a bit slow, but
yeah.
The important thing is we have core here, so that once Sarah gets into the elevator here, we can hover and then core to stop ourselves in the air, and then with a visual lineup, we disembark.
And
BT says goodbye. I will clip into the floor now, and then we can we can go, and it's fine.
So the reason we want that to happen is because in this level here, BT will follow us if we keep our movement while we're going through this. That is, and that is a problem because he's gonna try and fight all these Titans that are here, and he's gonna end up actually most of the time die. So when we make him clip down the floor here, he's not gonna be with us, and we don't have to worry about him at all anymore. So this is called Lone Wolf strat. So after we have got Moon Boots, we can go through this entire section with our movement only. But yeah, it's very hard, and you can easily get killed. Like the most hard part is done now, but you can still die here.
Yeah, I think what Malta said is actually a really good point. We do have moon boots for the this section, because we hovered and then we flight cored, and the flight core is also a hover state, and we disembarked while we were in that hover state, so we got moon boots again, which makes pretty much this whole strat possible.
And just to repeat, the moon boot basically means that you can jump higher and have a little bit more time in air because you're losing 20% of your gravity.
Alright, there we go. So at least...
What?
Hey, no way. Hey, no way.
We got to the next level?
Yeah, I think we did.
We got to the next level, I think.
Yeah, we did.
We got to the next level. We got to the next level. All right. So, luckily, the timer of the level just ending was faster than the timer of us dying and then automatically loading a save that sends us back. So, that was extremely lucky, but also, oh my god, that was scary.
Yeah, that was really scary, especially because we would have to do that entire part again.
Yeah, we would have had to do that whole strat again.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's why I hide behind the boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's reasonable, honestly.
Also, shouts to Centaurian for this, where he basically shot this rocket launcher and died randomly.
Yeah, this rocket launcher, just avoid it. Like, if you're playing this game, just don't bother shooting it. You don't need to kill any of these enemies, and if you shoot it, there's just a chance that it kills you. We don't even know why. Like, I had a theory that it's like if you're up against a wall and you shoot it, or if you crouch wall and you shoot it, sometimes it just kills you.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Completely random, but that is probably a good reason for it, because this is the second last level of the game. This level is known for being quite janky. There's a lot of places that are kind of bugged out, especially when we do speedruns here, because there's a few things we skip. But in general, there's just a lot of things going on, and you're basically constantly flying because all these objects are moving, and it kind of bugs out everything.
Also, we could do that. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Very funny. Alright, so we're gonna do bark escape now. We are gonna do a grenade boost here, where 6-4 is gonna be on the other side, where we cannot reach him at all. And we can still do that by doing a grenade boost. But it's also very RNG related, because sometimes he's very high and sometimes he is very low. Really depends on it. And oh,
Okay, we
nice.
got, all right. I almost fell off. That was scary.
But you got it.
All right. Technically, first try. Okay.
Yeah.
So coming up, yeah, we combo this right with 6-4 skip. We just slide off a lot earlier than we're supposed to.
Yeah, and here's also what I mean by RNG. You got the wrong gun.
Yeah, that's not the gun I want. I want this one.
So another thing that is RNG related with 6-4 in that case is that when he drops you down in that hole you're supposed to go, sometimes he can be so high that when you fall down with so much speed that you end up just automatically dying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like, this is actually the only level with a fall timer that just kills you if it runs out. So if you fall for long enough, you just die.
Yeah, because all the other levels have triggers, like a death trigger instead for it. But in this case, it's like based on a timer. And then we're gonna try and kill these guys before we got that, because when that happens, we cannot move at all. But we did it. Let's see if we are getting terrible RNG with the drops or not. We didn't.
Probably not, yeah. So yeah, interesting thing, we only have to clear the third gun there. I don't know if you mentioned that. I wasn't really listening. I was just gaming.
It's fine.
But yeah, we can just ignore the first two. We only need to clear the third one, because that's the game. That's all the game really cares about. So we can see Sarah down here actually, and we're gonna use her to get over to the other side a little bit earlier by just being off the top. There you go, and then we clear this group here.
Yeah, so the entire 6-4 team is coming up now to help you finish off all these guys, but they're not as fast as us. So we're just gonna try and finish most of them off ourselves. And there's quite a bit to take. And here's 3 people are gonna spawn with shields. There we go.
Just take care of them right as they spawn. Kind of spawn camping. It's fine. It's a speed run. We're allowed to do it. There's one guy hidden there. I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm just gonna hope that the 6-4 take care of him.
Yeah.
And then the last group we take care of is the one at the top here. Hello. Goodbye.
Yep, they took
Alright, and that's it.
Nice.
So Davis is a little bit far behind, but this should generally be good positioning for the 6-4, so they shouldn't take too long to get up.
Yeah, so this is also kind of RNG related, depending on where their position is after you killed them all. They can be really far away and you can lose a couple of seconds to that. But that's not the worst one out of everything you can get in this level. Because now we are getting to the pilots, I guess you can say. And we're gonna have to line up with a ship that is ahead of us. And depending on the angle, you can end up crashing the game, or you can end up being too slow at this, so a flight just comes in and runs us down and kills us. Any of these two can happen.
Yeah, this whole ship steer, it looks super simple, and it kind of is super simple, but there's probably like so many things happening behind the scenes that like I don't think we really know why it happens. There's a lot of theories, there's a lot of things that people do. There's like whole rituals that people do to like avoid crashing.
Yeah, and
like jumping before you do it and like spamming jump backwards as you get out of it, because you could just die or crash, and like it's a whole mess basically.
Yeah. So another thing, we are going a bit far away from BT to start with, and not just instantly go to him, because if you do that, it's also gonna crash the game.
Yep. So quick phase dash there.
The arc is not very stable level.
Yeah. It's it's a good level. No, that's perfect. It's perfectly made. I don't know what you mean.
It's fine. What are you talking about?
Okay, so this whole strat is called Viper Zerg. Shoutouts to Reginald's for this one. We're just gonna ignore these scorches here first, and just try to focus Viper as much as possible. Oh my god, I'm missing. I'm choking. Okay, last shot hit. Okay, I need there we go. I need sword core for this. That second scorch is very far away. Okay.
I don't think that's fast enough for main to clip.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. This might be slow enough that I don't have to do the main to clip later on.
But that means
It'll
we
be
can.
fine.
Yeah, but that means we can explain it now.
Yeah.
So we have main to clip where simply you can be too fast at this. So when we drop down again after BT has thrown us, where everything is going wrong, as you see now, we actually go out of bounds, and we have to clip into the map again. And the way we do that is that once we start just moving, we go into like a sort of a corner, and we jump twice into it, and that way we get into the map again, so we are not out of bounds anymore. You can see there's some sort of out of bounds movement there. Oh yeah, and now we just got inbounds because we can see the entire hitbox, skybox again.
Yeah, so right before we, effectively right before we gained control, we went back in bounds, so we don't have to do any of that clipping back in bounds nonsense.
One shot?
Pretty convenient.
Ah.
Okay. First try. Yeah, Viper there is actually pretty notorious for being like very difficult to hit for kind of no reason. Like he's moving around a lot, but that doesn't like, you can still like shoot at him, but like for some reason some hits just don't register at all, especially with this gun because it's projectile for some reason.
Also, BT lost his arm.
Oh yeah, BT doesn't have an arm anymore. Big story bit.
Setch.
Yeah, so
about mental clip, if you do it, like, if you get a unfortunate timing where the wall starts to push you instantly, you can kind of get soft locked into a state where you don't have time to set up for the mental clip and just get back in bounds. Well, unfortunately, that was supposed to happen here, but didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that can happen as well, and that is terrible, because that means we would basically have to do the entire level of ARC again.
Yeah, that's literally a soft lock. Yeah, we're basically done with the gameplay section of the arc here. We're just waiting for BT to realize he can't reach inside, and now we have to do one of these segments where we have to dramatically hold the forward key to control the cutscene, because it's more exciting that way or something. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much nothing like super interesting left in this level, so yeah, we have time for another donation. Yeah.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Just to let everyone know, we are only $44 away from hitting that $55,000. So everyone, get your donations in.
Yo, can we hit that before the run ends? That would be, I think that would be quite exciting.
Yeah, we should try and go for that. 12 minutes left.
Yeah, we still have like a good 12 minutes left in this run. So I think that's doable. I think that's doable. I think you can do it.
I think you guys can do it. We got time for a quick donation?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a $5 donation from Brain, who says Titanfall 2 technically Source Run's game.
I mean, yeah, true.
It's technically Source Engine. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of the line that it's like a very heavily modified Source Engine. But the point is, the Source Engine movement is there. But yeah, a lot of stuff has changed. Like, specifically, it doesn't really look like a Source Engine game. Like, the rendering was kind of like completely redone.
I remember seeing some of the glitch hunting in this game for like some testing, and when I saw some of it, it was definitely something we have in Half-Life 2 as well. There was like no difference there whatsoever. So you can so when you break this game down, you can definitely see there's a lot of things carrying over from the Source games, from Half-Life 2 especially.
Yeah, so this is another big cutscene loading into the last level. This cutscene is, I think, how long is it? Is it like 3-4 minutes?
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5 minutes. Yeah, not a whole lot of stuff happening. There's only like one dialogue that we have to say, which you know, I didn't even say this, but like occasionally like the dialogues that you say, they are different in time. So like, you know, it ties back to that like one line finishes and then the next line plays and then the next line plays. So if you have the option between two voice lines and one is shorter, that's usually that usually saves time. But there are cases
Guys,
where
we have done it. We've hit $55,000.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Before we even got out of the cutscene and the fold weapon.
Yeah.
That's super sick. Thank you guys so much. That's really hype. Alright. So, yeah, is there even anything interesting to say about this cutscene? Like, there's like interesting things to say about like the 18-hour cutscene, but this is kind of just like, usually this is like the relaxed portion of the run when you're grinding for PBs.
Yeah, I mean, despite it's like 3 minutes long, it's like a nice little break to have before you have to do the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Ish.
Sure.
But
You're either incredibly relaxed or incredibly tense at this point. Depends on how your pace is.
That is extremely true.
yeah, true. Either you have 190 BPM or you have 120.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit left in this cutscene, so we can probably fit in like 1-2 more donations.
Absolutely. We've got a $50 donation from Govi S, who says, Zweek, you are amazing.
Thank you, Gobis.
We
Gobis is
also
another
had a
Titanfall one.
$25 donation from Nev Flynn, who says, stand by for donation fall.
That's a good one. I like that. Okay, so this is like a short bit where we have control of our character. This is another like very short gameplay segment sandwiched in between a couple cutscenes. Because the gameplay is you just hold back and then hold forward. And that scares BT because he thinks we're going to abandon him, and he starts talking to us a little bit earlier. I think about like 5 seconds earlier.
Yes.
And he's extremely sad. He's looking down, and now he will gracefully rip his face off. Gracefully, of course. But yeah, what this is a sear kit, which contains some very useful gear that we're going to use for this level. One, it contains a pistol, but not just any pistol. This is a literal aimbot. It's an aimbot pistol. It just aims for you. So they put an aimbot in the game. That one is also in Titanfall 1, and they had that in the multiplayer as just a regular weapon. Unfortunately, the Titanfall 1 multiplayer is not accessible. You can't even buy the game anymore, which is really sad. But they also still have this gun in the Titanfall 2 multiplayer.
Man,
they nerfed it to a it being like what are they called? A boost card that you activate. But yeah, anyway, so now we're going.
And
That's a fold hitch that
and now we got a
usually
jump kit
happens.
back again. So usually at the very start here we can only jump once, but after a little bit of time we can do double jumps again. Man, aimbot, I cannot believe you're doing this, Zweek.
I'm sorry guys, I'm cheating. I will never submit a run to the leaderboards again.
Good. But yeah, it is basically a very OP gun because you just shoot one enemy once and they die instantly.
Yeah, it is kind of uncanny how powerful this gun really is, because it locks onto headshots and you just tap shoot and it kills like 5 enemies.
So now we're gonna do a small little skip.
Oh, That grunt, I can't believe the aimbot told me.
Aimbot actually betrayed you.
It didn't lock onto the guy. That's so evil.
So normally you're supposed to go in the room here, and go a bit around there, but we can just go over it and then spawn BT immediately.
Yeah, just going over the top there is quite a bit faster. Much more direct line.
And it's a new design. Wow.
Oh yeah. Before this point we had the green PT. Now we have a carbon fiber and orange BT.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Okay, so interesting thing here, we can get around BT, and if we're behind him, we can embark on him a little bit earlier. And now here we're gonna do a strat called Snugglecore. We're gonna line up and use a power shot, which penetrates multiple enemies. That was quite good. Okay, so now we can use our sword core. This is like Titan movement, which used to be a much bigger part of the run. Like activating your sword core with BT, because it refreshes your dashes super quickly, and you can keep up your like about 62 km/h dash speed a lot more. You can keep it up for a lot more time. Here we can climb that rock and just phase dash over it. And here's a door, which usually blocks us off because of a fight, but we can just clip through.
Yeah, they forgot some things there, so we can just go through instantly. And now this part here is a little bit scary because all of these here have rockets, and if they hit you, you can very easily die. But we avoided them, thankfully.
Yeah, luckily they didn't target me as aggressively as they can.
Yeah, sometimes you can be very unlucky and you can even end up dying. And
yeah.
And dying here is like the worst, because if you're on a good run, this is the time where your run dies.
Yeah. It can happen if you die there. Like either you get a decent checkpoint that sends you back like 10 seconds, or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You can get a really bad checkpoint that sends you all the way back to when we first embarked onto BT in this level. It is extremely punishing.
Alright, so now upcoming Sloan fight. So we're gonna hit Sloan a bit to begin with, and after that, these two here we're gonna manipulate them so they spawn here, and we're gonna do the trick again as we explained earlier. I forgot what it was called again.
The flame trap duping, yeah.
Flame trap duping. And then we're gonna manipulate so Sloan spawns exactly here. Sells the Feezy for this strat here. So she says her dialogue a bit earlier. And we can start... Oh no.
Okay, this might be an issue.
We'll see, maybe.
So I might not get recharge anymore.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, you got it.
You got it.
We got it?
We got it.
Okay, alright.
So, also what you just see there is that we went core mode with the Ronin, and then go and press the use key on this thing after. So now we have the pistol. This is called Andy's shot, found by someone named Shot Andy on Reddit.
Yeah, he was not even a speedrunner, but he just found out that there's a way to kill Blisk, and he gave like a description of how to do it.
I think he posted it on Reddit.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a Reddit post. It was. It happened like way before I started running this game, so I don't have like memory of this myself, but that's like the general thing I remember people talking about.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a little bit fun, and you're gonna see that in a second.
Yeah, we're not supposed to have our gun here, and Blisk is supposed to give us this big monologue.
Yeah, talk about his stuff. We don't want to hear that.
No, go away.
Go away.
And that saves time. That saves like 40 seconds, roughly.
Yeah.
Because Blisk is there for a long time. Yeah, Skilly, you can actually explain this one.
Yeah, in addition to skipping Ash, we actually were supposed to kill Ash, like canonically in the lore. He also killed Blisk completely.
Yeah.
And this skips some dialogue here, and we're able to start moving with BT way earlier than we're supposed to. And the fight that we did earlier against Sloan, we manipulated her movements in a manner that made the dialogue play in a fashion that these lights up are lit up in the gun right now.
Yeah.
What that means is usually when we get in the gun, the lights would light up one by one dramatically, but now we don't have to wait for them. So when we press our dialogue here, we can immediately launch out of the gun and save about additional 10 seconds, in addition to the about 30 seconds that Andy shot saves.
Yeah, and like the manipulation of Sloan and like her movements and the fight, it is almost literally just as simple as just doing the fight really fast. Like once we get to a certain phase, as long as we do the fight really fast, we can we can basically activate the arc injector like before like there's a cycle. We don't even like exactly know why it happens. It's like there's a lot of things that we don't really know why they work, but we just know that they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're coming up. It's a lot of jank, yeah.
Oh no, BT died.
Oh no, BT died.
We knew him for 83 minutes.
Yeah, we knew him for a whole 1 hour and 23 minutes. This is extremely sad.
Alright, so now we're gonna do Sweetscape, which is actually a really difficult one. So we need to hit this trigger here to the next part, like he did right now, really low, and then that way we get more strafing here, so we can get more speed from that. And then we're gonna slide off this here and get 80 kilometers an hour and skip this entire part here that we're also supposed to do, and then just go through that tree here and then get to the ending, and that's time.
That's time. All right. 1:24:04 in real time. That is a pretty decent run.
Yeah,
I would say.
That's really nice. Really good.
All right. So yeah, that was Titanfall 2. I'm actually pretty stoked with how that run went. A lot of cool stuff that I was able to show off. Not everything, because not everything can go perfectly in a marathon. You only have one go.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a really fun first experience for me. This was my first time at a marathon event, especially in person. So yeah, this was a blast. Just like shout out to CSA for having me. This has been really fun, and yeah, I don't know if Multi, you want to say anything more?
Yeah, I want to say a couple of things. So follow Zweek on twitch.tv, and you can also follow me on Twitch as well. And also you can, if you want to learn this game yourself, we have a full guide on this. There was one just recently made by Bladen a month ago, I think it was. And we have a Discord server. You can find it through speedrun.com, and I don't know if there's like an exact name for it.
It's just the Titanfall 2 Speedrun Discord.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, the link discord.gg something.
Oh, no, we don't have like a custom URL or anything.
Yeah, because we have that for source ones, but yeah.
It's linked on our speedrun.com page anyway.
Yeah.
Go to speedrun.com/Titanfall_2. There's like the little Discord icon that you can click, and that's where that is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go follow Zweek on GitHub.
Yeah, follow me at GitHub. That's like a funny bit that we have going on.
Oh yeah.
Who follows anyone on GitHub? Like, why would you do that?
Oh yeah. Also follow Skeleton Jelly on Twitch as well.
Yeah, for sure. Skelly, if you want to say like anything more, I'm pretty much done here.
Yeah, great runs week. Yeah, you can follow me on skeleton_jelly47 on Twitch. I also do runs pretty regularly. I'm in the top 10 trying to catch up this week here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, that'll be it then. And again, shout out to thanks to ESA for having me. This has been fun. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you later.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Zweek, for your run. You did absolutely brilliantly. Just a couple of quick donations before I go to the intermission. So a $25 donation from Meta, which is going towards the Ghostwire Tokyo Any % language choice in Japanese. And they say, Protocol 2, uphold the mission, reach 60k.
Oh, that's the next goal. That'd be hype.
That would be hype.
We also have a $25 donation from DT, who says, "Wee! Have a lovely day!" And which is going towards the Dishonored DLC Bid War No Powers. And we have a quick $5 donation from Brian Arto, who says, "This is quite epic. I literally cannot believe you first tried Railgun. Keep it up, Zweek."
Dude, yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, that was really sick.
Shout out to Bry for being the GOAT of Titanfall 2 speedrunning, by the way. Has held world record for like many years.
Yeah, huge shout out to Brian Arto.
Okay, yeah, I'm done talking. Let's just get on with the rest of the ESA. Have a good one.
Brilliant. So we're going to go to a quick intermission. Come back just afterwards. We're going to be going live with Ghostwire Tokyo. Nico with a C is going to be running that, any %. Go stand up, take a stretch, grab something to eat, and we'll see you back here soon.